Welcome to the Smart Migrator demonstration of Java 8 migration using Applets. To begin with, we're going to assume that discovery has already been run on the client machine. This produces a detailed report that can be presented to the client identifying Java 8 versions and that applets were found. This also produces a detailed CSV file that can be used by an engineer to examine more in-depth the versions of Java that have been found, where they are stored, following the file path, the types of versions, the licenses, which one is associated with Java Home, which is key when migrating applets, along with other various bits of information that could prove useful in making sure the migration goes smoothly. We will focus on this Java Home later on, along with this other key of runtime UID, which will prove to be very important in targeting the correct version of Java used to run applets. But for now, we're going to move forward by looking at the script runner, which we've used before in our previous demo. We will make use of the override function using that same script runner, entering this as our opening command. The first step would be to migrate all versions of Java that were currently marked to skip over to pending. We'll use the pending variable. We'll focus on license type, which in this case is BCLA. Filling out this information and continuing the script allows it to override the setting from skip to pending to continue the migration process on all of these Java instances. Now while we wait, we can take a look at the applet itself that we've used for our demo. Here we can see it's clearly using Java 8 to launch, and it's a very simple applet that will produce a small window saying hello applet world. Clearly we see that this runs well using Java, but now we want to make sure that it runs well using ICT-Web. Now that the pending setting is complete, we can verify that in the log, seeing that these 4 instances have been marked as pending. Now the process, as it continues, is to set applets to be targeted. So what we want to do is again use our script runner, using the override command, but this time the variable we want to use is called applets. This identifies the particular instance using runtime UID pulled from the CSV file. As it is a long randomized number, it's very easy to simply copy it out of the CSV file, again verifying that you have the correct one that's associated with Java Home, and simply pasting it into the script runner. Continuing this command will set that exact instance in our log file to now be applets. Applets assumes pending, therefore it will be migrated, but with some additional options set to allow applets to continue running. Here we can verify in the log that indeed that one instance of Java is now set to applets. The next step is to simply execute the migration as we normally would. Now that all of the options have been chosen for the individual instances, we can simply execute the migration command. Now this command will normally take quite some time to execute on all of these instances because of downloading the Zulu versions, matching them up, and having to move everything into place. For the purposes of this demonstration video, we will time-lapse forward to the point when it is complete. To help us verify the installation of each Azul Zulu version, we can go into Add Remove Programs and verify that they are all shown alongside their Oracle Java counterparts. This can also be verified by looking at the log that's written on the client machine, where you can see what's been installed, what versions, that things have been successfully secured, that migration has been completed properly. Now we use the same command, the script runner, to go ahead and remove all Oracle instances. Prior to doing this, you may choose to visit with a customer or client just to make sure that everything's still functioning the way they expect. At this point, using the removal command, we'll simply use the built-in uninstallers for Oracle Java to remove them from the client machine. This can be verified again through the log file that all of the expected versions have been successfully identified and uninstalled properly. This also allows us to show that the JNLP file association has been restored to pointing to ICT web. Now it's strongly recommended to restart the client computer because of all of the changes to the registry and to the file structure and the cache that have taken place. Here we see, now that the computer is restored, that the our applet for the demo has been associated with ICT web. If we look in Add Remove Programs again, we can clearly see that the Azul Zulu versions are still installed, that ICT web is installed, and that Java 202 is installed, which provides some necessary libraries to allow applets to continue running. Here in the log file, again, we see that everything has been completed with the migration and everything has been uninstalled successfully. Now we can run our applet again by double-clicking on it to ensure that it's still functioning the way the user would expect. Closing these windows out, we see the ICT web window in the background being used to launch, and there is our applet successfully running. At this point, after some more verification with the client and the customer, you would be able to run the cleanup command using the script runner to exit Smart Migrator's migration process. This concludes Java 8 with applets.